I'm like, okay, that's not working. That's not working. Maybe this one will work.
Well, it kept changing the angle to go this way, and I was like, all right, cool, I'll do it. But then it had it like this, but in little slivers in the long way. Like it was I don't know what was going on with it. But
Okay.
so far it's just me and you on the channel. I don't see anybody logged in, but I'm gonna get in on my computer to help me
Okay.
see the comments. But that's what I normally do.
Yes.
Give me a second.
For some reason, YouTube has you on like, it's upcoming.
Yeah, it's
There's
about 10 seconds behind is what it
okay.
ends up doing. But it also didn't help that I had to stop it and restart it and stop it and restart it because it kept trying to change the way it's going to do. So now I got to submit another email on that. But yeah, I just got back in from making that delivery, and now I got to break weight for at least an hour or so before I can call it a day and stuff like that. But
Okay.
we got a couple people. Robert Edwards is on there, waiting for my computer to catch up. It's slow as hell too. So
I'm gonna have to wear my glasses because I can't see nothing.
all right, let's see. Go to the channel.
All right, there's your live.
Shop Granger. Talk shop for your shop. 1 million industrial grade products backed by 24/7.
Hey, you're live now.
Right.
Turn off the sound here. You're live
now. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm waiting for that video to skip. All right. What's up, Robert, Angel, Alton? All right, everybody's gonna start getting in on it now. Give me a second. I'm gonna bring a thing of weights over here that I need to work on while we're kind of doing this.
now. Okay.
Um, and then we can get down to the nitty gritty with this deal because this is bullcrap.
I
Yeah,
wish
there,
you.
there.
I just posted a video where that state representative that sponsored HB 4660, she
Mm-hmm.
lied to the State Affairs Committee, saying that
Yeah, yeah.
she had support of the county judge when she did not. So I did a clip of those two together, and I just posted the link on where to watch that video in the comments.
Roger that. Awesome. Yeah, give me a second. Let me go grab.
All right.
Yes, that'll be good for a little while. If I need more, I can go grab more. But we're making a whole bunch of 1.5 ounce egg weights for breakaway tackle that they need. They need 200 pounds of them.
Oh
And
wow.
the only bad thing is we only got one mold for it. The other mold that we had where we could pour like 8 of them, they can't find it. So it's like now I'm gonna have to order more molds and see what's gonna happen there. And it's crazy when you have that many molds. It's hard to keep track of them all and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But all right, so yes, guys. Rachel went up to the state capitol on Monday because they were supposed to vote on it then, but they ended up putting it on hold, which is open ended. Like, what's our next step? But we'll get to that here in a minute. Let's talk
Mhm.
about what's going on now, where we kind of stand, and yeah, like you were saying, that politician, whoever she was caught pretty much. Oh yeah, no, I already talked and I have the support, and because I was
They
sitting
said
there,
they were not going to oppose,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I
and
saw it.
they did, because the county judge, which is the equivalent to Judge Connie Scott here, the county judge, wrote a letter to the State Affairs Committee saying that they're against it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
she blatantly lied to them, saying that they weren't going to oppose, they weren't going to give her any opposition on it, and that was a lie.
Mm-hmm. And she was
So
like, "Well, if they have a problem with it, they can contact me." No, she, I mean, you're the one trying to put it up. Why are they going to contact you? Kind of deal. Like you're the one
yep.
who's pushing for it. If they contact you in opposition, all it's going to do is fall on deaf ears because it's something you want. So you're going to just kind of ignore them. So yeah, that
Hmm.
is. But actually, what I'll do, I should have done before I actually went live, was put it in the description already. But what I'll do is the email that I got from that Save Our Beaches deal, that
Mm-hmm.
updated one that we got today,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to copy and paste that into the description here so that everybody can kind of copy and paste it as well. And
Okay.
it has the links and emails and everything's up to date. But I also did a video short that's going to go live probably about 7 o'clock, showing all the names and what they're trying to do with the House bill and that specific verbiage on there. But yeah, so you and the Surf Riders Association, and there was another one. Y'all were pretty much the only three that were able to travel up there on this date to go handle that.
Well, I think it was four of us total. It was me, Surf Riders, Chispa, Texas, and
Yeah, yeah,
the Sierra Club, the
Sierra.
Texas, yeah. And then there was a gentleman from Brownsville who's a part of the Democratic Party. His name is Ben, who I ended up getting in contact with too. So I'm trying. He thinks that okay. So let me just give a quick synopsis, real fast. So the hard part about these bills is they're super generic, right? Like this bill, in where when you go to search it, all it says is relating to space flight activities. Then you have to dig into the bill to get the text. So then you get the text. And basically, this bill has been set up to hand over control to Elon Musk's future city. And the name of the future city, which, hold on, let me open that thing up because I already forgot. And look, this is a hard situation, right? Because everybody likes Elon Musk and he's going to take us to Mars, man. And I get that, but not at the expense of our beaches. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like,
And
be an entrepreneur, figure out how to get to space. That's all fine and dandy, but not at the expense of our beach access. So on.
exactly. And I didn't want to interrupt you, but I got to kind of like, we have a lot of Musk followers here. I'm one of them. But again, too, I have that line that you don't cross, and he's crossing that line by trying to take our beach rights here. And I'm not okay with that. Like I say, everybody can have their good and their bad deals, but I'm gonna stand here at the line and hold it. So I'm just letting y'all know where I stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I support what they're doing in the government, what they're doing to clean out all the snakes in the swamp and everything. I support all that, but I do not support exactly what Rachel said at the cost of us losing our beach driving rights. Because, like you said, they take an inch, they're going to take the whole mile. They have it
Hmm.
set up so that mile's already there. It's already in the verbiage, and you're nailing everything. Sorry to
Yep.
interrupt you, but go ahead.
No, no, it's okay. So the clarification basically came out, and then the truth came out in that the election is happening on May 3rd to make it's called Starbase, right? To make Starbase its own city. So as it sits, Starbase he already has a community there and they want to be their own city. So Starbase has 500 people. 498 of them will vote in favor of becoming a small city or a municipality because all 498 work for Musk. There are two that don't, and they're going to oppose it.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to become a small city, which this bill was set up for, to give them control once they become a municipality. You
So
see how they're doing that?
I don't get how they can do that at 500 people. Is there some kind of verbiage in the land grants or how to become a city, or they are just basically saying, hey, we want to become our own city in order to circumvent the laws that are already in place for everybody else?
I have not ever researched how to create your own city, honestly. But I don't, if any of the guys here watch documentaries, I would suggest, and I'm about to put it in the into the notes or into the comments. You guys watch, I suggest you guys watch Wild Wild Country on Netflix. It's a documentary. And let's see how well things went for them when a religious cult created its own city. Having their own city was not enough. They were trying to take over the county, and these people ended up poisoning a whole town by putting poison in the water supply.
Wow.
So eventually, those people that lived in Antelope are like, they ended up kicking them out, and the city ended up being dismantled. But that's the situation we're finding ourselves now with Musk and that whatever space Starbase.
Yeah. And see, and that's the other thing too. If they become a city, they can make their own rules and regulations of what they want. But again, it's bought and paid for. That's the worst type of corruption right there, because they all it's a job site is what it is. It's
Mm-hmm.
not an
A
actual city
city.
that was founded out of people going out there and exploring and say, hey, we can do this, we can do that, and creating a bunch of types of businesses there. This is a monopoly.
Yep.
Right there, it's a monopoly of well-paid people to live there. They're getting paid to live there, and so they're being swayed by their payment. I mean, if the city doesn't become, what does it happen then? Do they not get paid? So of course they're going to vote for that, because they need those rules changed so that way they can continue to grow. But again, too, it's going to be at the cost of all of our rights. And then the verbiage, the fine print, says any water tide line against the Gulf of Mexico with less than 150,000 inhabitants or whatever. So that's like Port A, that's Rockport, that's Aransas Pass, that's Matagorda. That's so many cities and towns from here all the way to Louisiana. So it
Well, and
is
I didn't even know
crazy.
this, but there's a spaceport, and I don't know if you knew this, but there's a spaceport in Houston, obviously NASA, right? Um, Midland, you got the one in Boca Chica, and there's another one in Van Horn. And so this bill, what it would do is it would allow Musk to open up a spaceport, right, on any of the bordering counties of the Gulf Coast counties. Like, I'm just trying to prove a point here, like Matagorda, for example. Matagorda fits the perimeters of this bill. So if they decide that it's not enough and our population is too big in Oasis County, then he's going to start hitting up the rest of the coast. And if
See,
we don't, we have got to stop this now, y'all.
right now, because you're exactly right. They already have these areas there. And by them taking one spot and making their own city here, what's to stop them in using this as a precedent to keep doing it all up along the coast? And they end up controlling all the beaches, which then what ends up happening, it becomes privatized and they own all that area.
And
Because,
this
one,
bill,
but,
this bill does not specify Cameron County. It says
yep,
all counties touching
mm-hmm,
the Gulf of Mexico, America.
yep,
So, I mean, the reason why it's important to come on with you too is because the vote is happening on Wednesday of next week. And we've got to get these emails out because from what I understood is that if no one's paying attention, it'll pass. But if
yep.
they start getting a lot of emails and phone calls, then they know we're paying attention and they're gonna have to make it fail. And that's what I'm really, really hoping for.
And so that's the biggest thing, guys, is why we are so adamant about this. It can't just be a handful of people. It needs to be a burnt up, hey, I got 10,000 emails today of pissed off residents all over, not just here in Corpus, all over the state, all over the country, because this will set the precedent for them to do this anywhere they set up one of those air bases. This is huge, guys. This is super, super huge. And again, too, like I said, I don't want Texas to become Florida. I mean, we
In
I
California.
hear of all the stuff where guys have to park, a mile or two away from the beach access point and then have to walk in, and then you're not allowed to camp out. You can only rest your eyes, but if you're caught sleeping out there or whatever, they kick you off the beach. Like, you're screwed. Like, we're gonna lose all of our beach driving, all of our beach access, and then they're only saying Monday through Friday, and less than what was it, 500 hours or something like. No, they've already done surpassed that in the time they
Mhm.
don't even have the authority to do that, but they're still doing it.
Yeah, he's already broken so many rules down there in Boca Chica. I think we talked about on one podcast that he has already uh broken the amount of times for closures, safety regulations. I mean, there's a laundry list of stuff that he's doing wrong already.
Wildcat said a total of 55 emails have come from
Yes.
Canada. Yes, good
Thank
job.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Keep rocking it. Let's see if we can make it 5,500 by Tuesday. Our goal is to get as many emails as we can by that time, letting them know, like, I want them to be getting notifications all the way up until the point of they're getting that deal, because that fine print is what we are concerned about. And I
Hmm.
noticed how they were asking the questions. They were real specific to where, well, they're only asking for this, or they're only asking for this. They didn't go into the verbiage of why is this verbiage down here in the small print. Like, they weren't asking those questions. They were just saying, oh, well, for this specific time, this is, and they were just concentrating on that. They weren't hitting on the whole deal of all the tide lines, against the Gulf of Mexico. That's huge. That's all the way to Louisiana. So
Hmm.
that's uh, I'm I'm so angry.
It's
I'm kind of like
I know. Well,
fidgeting.
and imagine, so on Monday, the lady's there, like she's presenting the whole shebang, and we all walk out at the same time and call it the Corpus Christi in me. Híjole. But I was like, Representative Lopez, my name is Rachel Caballero, and I am a advocate for the Texas Open Beaches Act. And because of me, you're probably receiving an onslaught of emails against this bill. I just want for you to know, ma'am, that you are a sellout and you are a disgrace to the Hispanic community. And then I walked off. All I heard was, "Thank you for your opinion." I'm like, oh
Well,
my gosh, my
look,
blood was boiling.
and again too, they also stopped you when you said that you were kind of representing the fishermen and this and that,
Hmm.
and which is true. Like, you are out there speaking for a lot of us because we can't show up. But
Hmm.
again, too, is there a way that we can go sign up for that the way we do it here in the Corpus Christi deal to do online? You have to be in person.
You've got to be
So,
there. And I
okay.
want to try to figure out how I can speak on behalf of the fishermen and the beachgoers, the action committee. I really want to figure out how I can represent us outside of not, I mean, I'm not an elected official. And that's the thing is they treat us regular people, like, redheaded stepchildren, like, oh, I guess we'll have to hear from you, but we don't want to hear from you. We want to hear from the organizations.
So, what legal deal do we have to set up in order to have you, as a spokesperson for, say, the Team Hard Life YouTube channel at these events? Because you're able to get up there a lot more
Mm.
and comment, and I mean, you're on here on a pretty regular basis. It ain't like once a year deal. Like, we're trying to make it a lot more, but again, too, you got to make a living. I got to make a living, and
Yeah.
sometimes the timings doesn't match up. Like, we've been trying to get on live since what, 1 o'clock today.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but we stuck through it, guys. So again, we need all y'all's help. But again, if you could figure that out, like, do we have to do a memo? I mean, what do they accept to sit there and say, hey, you represent all of this?
Well,
How can they set that?
I think before Wednesday, it'd be beneficial for you as Albert Sartuche, owner and manager of Team Hard Life podcast, and then do your viewers and say, I am writing this letter on behalf of captains, fishermen, bait and, like, get some bait and tackle shops to jump on board. Speaking of bait and tackle shops, you guys probably saw an article from KIII, which is the government mouthpiece here locally, and they said that bass shops, what Pro Bass Shops is coming to scout out land.
Bass Pro, yeah,
Yeah, Bass Pro. It ain't
yeah.
happening here. It ain't happening here. The city of Corpus doesn't have money to bring them here, and they have their handout. And if they come here, I'm telling you guys that you bait and tackle shops need to come together and go tell the mayor and city manager Zanoni that you guys don't want that Bass Pro Shops here, because they're going to put you guys out of business.
What the deal is, and I've been to when the one in I think Harlingen or wherever down in McAllen or whatever. When that one first opened up, man, that place was packed. But it was only packed for about a month.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there probably 50 times since then, and I don't even stop anymore. And I mean, okay, let me correct that. I was there for the first couple of times during that first year,
Mm-hmm.
and every time I went over there, like it was fully packed, and halfway packed, and then never packed.
Nothing.
And the 50 times after that that I've driven by on that one cross ramp going to Mexico, I saw maybe 10 to 20 vehicles there.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably using that as a write-off so they can have losses for that and or sucker those cities, because from what I understand, that one over there, they got huge kickbacks and incentives to set up the Bass Pro there, which the
Subsidies.
city is actually negative because they didn't even bring the sales and everything they said they were going to bring
Mm-hmm.
to that area. Like they're in the whole negative bad. So it's not only going to hurt the tackle shops, it's going to hurt the city itself if they sit there and offer them tax breaks and incentives and this and that. Guess who's paying those incentives? We
We
are.
are. Yep. That's the hard
So
part too, is that we are subsidizing. With the Bass Pro Shops isn't coming here and just finding property and paying for it. We're subsidizing them. They're getting tax abatements to come here. We're paying for it, the taxpayers. And so what's going to happen when they close all of our local bait and tackle shops? I'd say about 85% of the community can't even afford to shop there. Am I lying?
that is very, very true right there.
And with
I
them
mean,
killing the Corpus Christi Bay with that desal plant, where's tourism going to go?
yep,
And so now
yep.
we're not going to have tourism, but we're going to have this big ass Bass Pro Shop. The decision making is just
Let's backtrack
insane.
just a little bit. With the desal plant, it goes into effect, it kills the bay.
Oh, it's
So
over.
it's over. Where our sparkling city by the sea is gone. And it will take 50 to 100 years to get it back to where it used to be, if it ever comes to that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the biggest thing. And then they're sitting there setting us up with all these big businesses by passing them out, giving them money to come here, which comes out of our pockets. Again, that's just setting us up for failure. They are setting up the city to become a waste dump for big companies like that to come over here and trash our natural environments, and
Mm-hmm.
it's coming out of our pocket, so we end up losing our home. So, and I don't care how you look at it, that is the truth right there, and it's going to come at you. And if you don't stand up and fight, it's every fight, the desal plant, the Starbase system, the turtle, all of this is
Come
together.
and pins. It's
Yes,
all
the,
together. It's all together because pins too. They're a government entity. So if Abbott is saying hand over the coast to Musk, then Pins has got to line up. So that's
yep.
why they've been prepping us to close Pins. And they're
That
blaming the
that
turtles.
yeah, yeah. That's gonna be another. And then don't they also have a Protected Dunes Act as well for pins and stuff like that?
Well, let me tell you what. There's a lady that does. She's always doing. You have you heard of the Island Moon
Yeah,
newspaper? Okay, so
yeah.
she's a spin-off of that because they fought or something, and it's something like Mary Scoops or something like that. Anyway, she posted something about some construction being done out on the island, and someone responded like, "Hey, but isn't that protected dunes?" And she said, "No, those are the man-made dunes." So now, how are we supposed to determine which are the man-made dunes and which ones are the natural dunes?
So just because they're man-made,
They can be destroyed.
they, they can be destroyed. What the? I never heard of something like that.
I'll have to
Wow.
send you that picture via text. But I was like, this is how they're going to get away with destroying the coast. Is they're going to say, no, those aren't nature. Those aren't the natural dunes. Those are the ones that we made. That's why they keep pushing the sand.
Wow. Wow.
Like we're in trouble with our coast, and I hate to be the person like 10 years down the road going like, I told y'all, I told y'all.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to read the comment.
Same.
Um, Daniel Garcia. Yes, they did that for all the area location in Harlingen. Um, I'm trying to catch Captain Britain. Maybe word from the boat. Uh, yeah. No. This is huge, guys. Like I am. As soon as I get any kind of email or notification on this, I am copying and pasting and putting it up. So again, to look about 7 o'clock, maybe 7:15, the video short should go up with all that information. Because I know right now we cannot put it in there because the comments are only limited to so much space on there.
Right.
So it will be in the description for you to copy and paste. All the emails are also in there as well. And again, too, remember to put your name in there and where you're from. That way they understand that this is going all over the place because it cannot just be that city complaining. It has to be everybody everywhere getting upset about this because, again, too, that's how we vote. Like we could, without gonna know, we're gonna have family in that area or friends in that area, and we're gonna be swaying them and complaining on it. Now, back to the deal to see about helping you get more weight in these deals. Do you know what we would have to do to get you set up to represent, like, say, the fishermen or the tackle shops or something like that? How can we do, or what kind of do we have to do paperwork, or is it all just
I
word of
don't
mouth?
know.
Hey, like I'll give you permission to go over there and say, hey, you're representing the YouTube channel Team Hard Life as a um, in
The
person,
voice, yeah.
yeah, the in person voice.
I'm gonna
You know,
have to ask one of our state reps, and they don't really like me right now for obvious reasons. So I'm gonna have to ask somebody from one of their offices to see exactly what it is, how to do that, because I don't even know honestly.
well,
Maybe I don't need anything. Maybe I can just say I'm a representative of these people. I don't know. I don't know.
well, I mean, it already kind of gives you ground here because you're already a blue rancher on our channel, and you don't get that position easily. I've got guys on here that have probably been on here a few years, but they haven't set themselves up to want that position. And with
Hmm.
you, like you're constantly on the battleground, for us, trying to keep us informed as fishermen, because I mean, it's not just for fishermen. I mean, this is our businesses, this is our livelihood, this is our backyard.
Yep.
And like I said, every chance I get, I try to just reassure you, hey man, stay in the fight because I can understand it can be brutal on the mental, like why, like you're
Ugh.
not getting support or you're getting all that hate and everything else, and you wouldn't be getting all that hate if you're doing something right
Yeah. Well,
or
and I'm
something
I'm
wrong.
getting
If you're doing
harassed
something
by
wrong, you wouldn't be getting all the hate. Is what I meant.
right.
you're doing something right, they're gonna hate against you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I've been getting an email from one guy. I'm assuming it's a guy, it might not be. And this guy is just keeps on like you're so ignorant. I mean, it's just because there's going to be people that are Musk supporters, and I get that. I'm all about like, hey, if you are creative and smart enough to get it done, do it, but not at our expense. It's not happening.
yeah,
So
I don't
I
want to
went in.
give up the right. I don't want to give up the right to where they can sit there and judge when they want to close down the beach. And
Mhm.
you nailed it too. Like, there's no like exact window when they can reopen it. If they choose that, oh, a Starbase is flying overhead in the outer atmosphere is considered space flight or space travel, whatever the verbiage is.
Space
Like they can
activities.
space activity. Yes,
So
exactly.
how generic is that? What if they're taking out the trash? That's an activity, a space activity.
Yeah,
So giving the control over to space to Starbase, I mean, that's like basically handing over a thief your bank deposit and being like, "Hey, I trust you, you're going to go deposit this," even though they have a history of being a thief.
yeah,
Like, it doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, we just have to figure out. Hi, Oscar. We just have to figure out like that these people are not on our side. We need Doge just as much as the rest of the country here in Corpus and in Texas. And we just have to keep the pressure on until we can get people that that care about us first, because we don't have
yeah.
that right now. We do not have that right now.
No, we don't. But again, too, guys, here is not the start. I mean, we've been at this for a while. This is another step toward the direction of bringing more people to be unified on this. I was actually talking to a buddy of mine. He's originally from Texas, but he's in the Air Force right now. So he's been up there. He's got like 2 years left for his 20 years. And I was telling him about what's going on. He's like, no, I hadn't even heard about anything like that. And I said, well, here you go. And I started sending him a bunch of information. So he's blown away. But also, too, I was telling him, hey, bro, all your Army or Air Force buddies that you bring down with you, you need to let them know what we're about to lose. We need them in the fight as well. We need
Hmm.
everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're a fisherman, you're a beachgoer, you're a beachcomber, you're a partier, a weekend
Whatever.
warrior, stargazer, beachcombers, the guys that like to go in the back of the dunes to do research
Hmm.
back there. I mean, turtle guys, fish guys, starfish. I mean, everybody. Bird watchers. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to be affected by this deal, guys. So we need everybody, whatever channels, whatever social media platforms you got or that share this video. Let them know. Again, I'm going to put all the information into the comments here for everybody to be able to copy and share and stuff like that. And yeah, if you can find that out, Rachel, let me know.
Okay.
Um, and when did you say the next vote is for that city deal? And or how does
For the
that play
city,
out
for the
for us?
city, let's get organized for the city stuff for the Bass Pro Shop. But we're gonna have to get Roy's Bait and Tackle. We're gonna have to get Nick and any other smaller. I think somebody count like 30 bait and tackle shops in town, or is that too many?
Ah, well, you can also count pawn shops because they always have fishing tackle. So,
Yeah,
I mean, they're going to be affected too, kind of deal. But
they will never
uh,
get into a political fight because they're already sketchy to begin with. So we need the
yeah,
legitimate bait and tackle shops in town
yeah.
to get involved in this.
So the main one would be Fisherman's Place, us, Roy's, Breakaway, um, Jane's Elhead downtown, Clams, Market 37. Uh,
Ooh, those guys don't like me because I called them out for privatizing. Um, let me. We need. That's what we need to do is start a list of those bait and tackle shops so they can collectively email city council. Should. Um, saying that he's against Bass Pro Shops coming to town because one, he doesn't want us, the community, to have to pay for it, and two, he doesn't want to cause any of the locally owned bait and tackle shops to go out of business. So definitely send Eric on through a high five or whatever and thank him for that.
Can,
And
is that on Facebook or where is that?
yes, on his personal and political page. I think he
Is there
posted it
any
on both.
is there any way you could find that and share that real quick and then text it to me after the video so I can post that in the comments as well? Because again, too, there's probably about 500 Eric Cantus. You know what I mean?
There's
So
only one that's is a councilman though. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it.
yeah, but what's up, everybody? I'm glad y'all are here. There's 24 of y'all, so at minimum we should see at least 24 emails go out today. Plus, Wildcats emails that went out as well. Again, guys, we need y'all to bombard them every day. Like, send that email out, send a new email out, and send it like every day. Tell them we're going to keep bugging them day in, day out until they get their head out of their butt and vote
Mhm.
against this, because this is too much power going to one area that's going to affect everybody else by giving them control like that. They are not a natural city. They are a a prepaid manufactured city, meaning
Mhm.
they are going to do what's best for their interest only, not for the rest of us. So, like I said, I love what Musk is doing with the rest of with Doge and all of that, but I will not sacrifice our beaches, out of me wanting him to do what he's doing over there. No, sorry. Hey, you keep doing what you're doing over there. Do not come over here and try to tread on us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you guys, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to Austin on Wednesday. It's really hard to make that drive and the parking. And it's like, have you guys remember back in the day before the internet, whenever Wall Street, they'd be like, buy, sell, and the floor was like packed full of people and it was chaos. The stock
Mm-hmm.
market back in the
Yeah.
80s, 90s. That's what the Capitol is. Like, you got a bunch of state reps running around crazy, going from meeting to meeting. Nothing is organized. They don't read the bills in order. They just kind of pick and choose between like 40 different bills. So you don't know when your bill is going to come up. Um, it's mostly kids because they're all interns that are running the shows for the different state reps. And you're like, it's chaos. Like it is. I'm not a fan of the state capitol. That's all I know.
I don't even want to go up there just because they've defunded their police. Like, how is that up there?
Well,
Like,
they defunded the police, but you know who's protecting the Capitol is all the state troopers.
wow.
And they're more expensive than Austin PD would be. Like
Dang.
it's we're living in a backwards little world right now. But I'm gonna probably let you guys get going or go ahead and get going. But I've already put the email and I put the Facebook post for the group. Um, and somebody was saying that they couldn't email protectbeachaccess@gmail.com. So somebody could be messing with it. So this is my personal email that I'm about to put in here, ragecab1128 @gmail. Send it to me there and then I'll get it to the Protect Beach Access one. And that way people can be a part of the distribution list. But
Yeah,
let's try
because
to go ahead.
somebody had somebody had said that email wasn't working, and then I did
A
test
test.
email, and you confirmed you got it.
Mhm.
So again, guys, double check the email. Like when you copy and paste it, make sure it's copied and pasted correctly in there, because if you don't have the M at the end, or if you you're retyping it in, you could miss the period. You can miss
Mhm.
one letter off, and it will not send that email. So
Right.
be sure that you just copy and paste it. It'll be the easiest way to make it happen, because I've tested that email on that, because I had a discussion with Rachel about it. So it does work, guys. You got to make sure just copy and paste. It'll be the easiest way to do it instead of retyping it. So
Yeah, and
uh,
there was an error on two emails because I left out an L on one, and I've already fixed all that. So,
Okay.
I mean, when you're typing up all these different emails in friegas, like trying to get the information out there, I did make a couple of mistakes. So now all those emails should be solid now. 100% the email from today or that I sent yesterday, Albert, is
Yeah.
accurate. So we're
Okay.
good to go on that.
Roger that. All right, Rachel, I thank you
All right,
very much.
guys. Yep. Everybody have a good weekend, a nice Easter. Be careful because people are driving like psychopaths right now. I don't know what's going
There
on in
they are.
Corpus,
Yes.
but
Yes.
man, people
It
are losing their minds.
and it's not even raining.
Exactly.
All
So,
right,
and if
Rachel.
anybody has any questions, they can reach out to me and I'll do the best I can to answer. I'm going to try to find out how you can represent fishermen and tackle shops and all that stuff. And then I'll get
Mm,
back with you directly, Albert.
Roger that. Let
Okay.
me
Bye,
know because
guys.
again,
Hmm.
damn, that's be a tight one because I'm trying to make it out to Houston to go to Fishing Tackle Unlimited, go supply them with my fishing tackle. So
Okay.
damn, that's doesn't put a hurting on me if I miss another week of doing that. If I ran out to Houston to try that, but I know guys here from the YouTube channel are in Houston, in the Austin area or San Antonio that might be able to get out there and speak up for us over there too. So
Yeah, it's a pain because you have to find parking, you have to pay for parking, and I had a dude I lost my car moment on Monday, but I found my car. And it's a little bit of an undertaking. It's confusing in that building, and then as it turns out, the meeting wasn't even in the Capitol; it was in an outside building, so I was running around crazy. But we'll get it taken care of, and you guys just again, I'm nobody. I'm one voice. If they don't get those emails, they don't care about my voice. They need to hear it from all of us.
yes,
So post that in the
definitely.
subject. But anyway, y'all have a good weekend. Be safe out there. Bye,
Happy
guys.
Easter. Yep.
You
Later,
too.
guys.
See ya.
Bye.